we go. That looks like it's working now. Check. Alright. Let's get into it. There we go. That looks like it's working now. The old woman still hums her unknown song. She opens her eyes to acknowledge your presence. Get into it. There's a gap where the name of that song should be. You should ask her about it right now. Where could someone stay around here? Stay? Most people here are trying to leave. That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack. Her soapy thumb points to behind the building. How much is it? I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill from the village to the RCM. Wait, hold on. You're just giving it to me? No one's using it, and God knows it's not much anyway. She tilts her head on the side, pondering over something. You can stay there. There's this guy, Garte, who makes me give him money every night just so I don't die out in the cold. That's exactly how they get you. That's why we build our own cinder block houses on the seaside, so we don't have to give money to those crooks. She looks around. They might not look like much, but they're ours. Wait, why isn't anyone using the room? My kids grew up and left like they do. The house is long empty now. I live in the small side attachment. It's easier and cheaper to keep warm. You got yourself a tenant. Keys to shack on the coast. Nice, so now I don't have to pay 20 real every single time. Which is good. Don't make an old woman regret opening her house to the police. A key appears from under her apron. She hands it to you. What's that song you're humming? A lullaby my mother used to sing. I sang it to my kids too. It's an old Sumerian children's song. What's it called? Surrender to the night, she replies, slowly rocking back and forth. That's kind of grim for a children's song, even if it is a lullaby. It sounds nice. Yes, she nods. It does. What is in this fishing village? Just us. She sounds tired. It's barely a village anymore. We almost don't exist. What do you mean? This is pretty much a non-place, she grins. A gap. A blank spot on the map. Just a cluster of nameless shacks on a nameless street. The place is so pornographically poor, it's not even funny. Who else lives in this village? Where there's Lillian and her kids. A few new folks live in the house to the east, she nods her head across the courtyard, but they're away right now. And then there's the drunks, she sighs. Not a pretty sight, but there's little we can do about it. Home is home, even for them. I met Lillian today. Lillian, she nods. Tougher than most men here, at least. If it wasn't for her and the kids, this place wouldn't have a spark of life left. I haven't seen any drunks yet, though. Sooner or later, you'll see for yourself. She slowly shakes her head. Don't have a long look to find these guys. Is there a way to make a little money around here? Here? For you? She lets out a dry chortle. No, officer. The only money we have here is some coins the drunks tried hiding from their women and then forgot about. Alright, there's another topic I'd like to address. What's further down the coast? Probably up this way here to the church. Not much, she replies and wipes her forehead. There's the abandoned church, the DeLorean Church of Humanity. It's been there since before my time even. Why is it abandoned? Some things just don't fly, officer. She smiles a gap-toothed smile and smells the air. Look around. Who'd go to church here? They built it 300 years ago. Must have been nicer then. So they don't hold services there anymore? The ecclesiastices? No, they've tried. But things just keep happening. Crime, accidents, other things. The place never stays open, she frowns. It's a pity. It used to be such a nice church. What else is down on the coast? Before you get to the church, there's some ruins, an apartment complex, and some kind of electrical plant. Run down bunch of houses, empty. Which is it, apartment or electrical plant? I don't know exactly, a pre-war place. It used to be something. Before the war. I wasn't here then, you know, I was born in Samara. Anything else of note? Of note? The old fish market up on the boardwalk, but it's closed. There's got to be more along the coast. What, you're one of those real estate people with big plans? If you want a developed community, you can check out the abandoned building over at Land's End. Used to be a supply depot, we think. Sending goods and ammo across the bay. It's jammed shut though. We tried to get in, see if there was anything to sell or scavenge, but it's impossible. Tell me about yourself. Who exactly are you here? Me? No one, just an old washerwoman. Mother called me Isabel, if that's what you're asking, and my married name is Sadie. Now it's your turn, mister. Call me Harry. Why, I guess I will, Harry. It rolls off the tongue. I used to know a Harry. Strong lad, but dumb as a rock. What happened to him? He did too many narcotics. So many he fell off his boat and split his skull on a boy. She rubs the soap off her hands. Folks who saw it say his head cracked open like a melon. Nasty, nasty. I was asked to get your signature. Hand her the envelope. Aye, what's this about? She takes out the documents and squints her eyes. Come now, I can't read all this scribble. Tell me what it says. Everett wants to turn your part of the village into a little youth center. Ha! She lifts the paper very close to her face and studies it intently. I might be half blind, but it looks like part of the village is going to be a street. The best part. The part we need to get out of our houses. Item gain, white envelope. I see Lillian's name there already. Tis tis, girls too trusting. Either way, I won't sign union papers. She hands the envelope back to you. What do you have against the union? I've seen it all before. You think they've got our interests at heart? Rich men are always selling poor men promises they never plan to keep. She pulls a dark red rag out of the bucket and puts it back. And then the poor get pushed out of their homes, and the rich get a little richer. That's the way it goes. So no, I don't trust the fat man, and neither should you. Goodbye, I'm off. So she won't sign the documents. Interesting, interesting. I might be able to find a loophole here. I think I can redo this check. You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12-40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum. Underneath all this, Lillian's signature and an empty line waiting for the signee. There is no loophole. The simple truth is the current residents are going to lose their street access, and for the next 12 to 40 months their lives will be dominated by constant construction noise right next door. What are the ramifications of this? Once the construction starts, it'll probably take a few months, a year maybe, for even the most stubborn occupants to get tired of living like this. After that, they'll sell their property for cheap and move out. Look, Kim, these people are going to have to move away because of the noise. Of course, I should have seen it. The lieutenant frowns as he reads over the document again. Everett probably has eyes on us, but If the second signature were to be somehow wrong, he won't say it outright, but he's suggesting forgery. You're suggesting forgery, yes. It would render the document invalid. Okay, let's do this. It's not the sort of act I would normally encourage, but under the circumstances, if done discreetly, it may be the only way to save what's left of this fishing village. Or you could try to trick Everett. Get someone random to sign the documents. By the time the union boss finds out, your business here will already be done. I have an interfacing roll, but it's a -10. And red checks cannot be retried, so I don't think there's any way for me to get around this. I can go back and talk to, what's her name on the boat here now that I have my badge to show her finally. The street sign is illegible before the graffito. See if I missed anything here. Maybe there's something else.
Our tenant, the police.
Yeah, no, nothing.
I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
No. Nothing. How about these kids? Hey, kids. Lillian's twin. The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. He can't be more than 5 years old. The other one looks indistinguishable from him. He watches his brother kick the stone with his tongue lolling out of his mouth. You guys look identical. The stone-kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden, as if something to be scared of, the obvious fact that you just stated. He looks just like me, the other one said. Yeah, I said that. The boy doesn't answer. His brother throws another rock. Both of their hair is covered in some kind of dirt. You're bad with kids, the lieutenant remarks with evident glee. And what are you, Kid Master General? Maybe I am, he grins. Now how about some actual police work? We're not getting anything out of here. You must be Lillian's twins. This one doesn't say anything, kicking the concrete with his worn-out sneaker. Lily's our mom, explains the other one, tongue still lolling out of his mouth. I already said that. The stone kicker laughs suddenly. His head is too large for his shoulders. The other one laughs as well. Wow, so intellectually stimulating. Children are stupid. Okay, how about the policeman asks you something else now? Okay. Bye, kids. Take care. Is this the room? I think this is the room she gave me right here. Who's this kid? Hi, Russell. Little Lily. Hello, mister. A young girl, barely 4 or 5 years old, sits on the sofa. She's looking at you with frank curiosity. She clutches a small stuffed animal. Occasionally, she twirls it around. Are you Lillian's daughter? Yes, I am. Little Lily. She gazes at you with her big eyes. You know my mum? Yes, we met earlier. That's nice. My mum is great, she nods. She's never angry or anything. Are the twins outside, your brothers? Yes, she frowns. They don't want me to play with them. They're older and play outside. Suddenly she starts snickering. They look the same. Haha, sometimes I can't tell them apart. They look identical, right? I said the same thing. They look identic, she said slowly. She slowly processes the word and snickers with laughter. What's that? Point at the stuffed bird hanging from the ceiling. It's a grouse, she yelps, smiling broadly. Yes, but what's it for? I don't know. Well, can I have it? Sure, just go ahead and get it. I don't like it anyway. It looks angry. Alright, you just need to grab it from the ceiling and go. Savoir faire. Yours total, easy. So that must be an easy one. What's that thing you're holding? Pointed her toy. It's Lambie. He's my friend, sort of. She holds up the fuzzy beast to demonstrate. Lambie is a stuffed lamb that admittedly has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing, and the fur is tattered in several parts. Lambie looks like he's falling apart. Yes, Lambie has lived a long life. She waves the lamb around in the air. Lambie was a revolutionary? Yes, she laughs happily. Lambie was a revolutionary. Goodbye. Bye. The girl's large, clear, curious eyes remain fixed on you. Oh. Ruffled taxidermy grouse. We'll take that. Industrial coal pellets. All these empty jars. So I think when she said that I had a place to stay, I could... Maybe it was this house over here or somewhere? This town is a shithole. The rear tire of a motor carriage adorns these reeds. That's a Nolan Vink Sink, an unsuccessful model. I think I'm up around this area. This church is right here. Before I go to the church, I'm going to check out the southwest of this whole place. The water runs from the west. The source is upstream. A broken pipe, perhaps? Artillery broken. Let's clear out this area first here. Oh. Little black swallow circles above me. So I think when she said I could stay somewhere, it might have been this one here. Let's check this out. Because if I can stay here... Oh yeah, okay. The door has seen better days. The layer of paint has started to peel off due to the salt and wind from the sea. Even the lock looks slightly rusted. Unlock the door with the key. I'll wait outside to give you some time and privacy to check out your new living arrangement, but just so you know, after we're done with the day, I'll be still staying at the Whirling in Rags for the night. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning. Hey, Rust. No, there's no combat at all. Like, unless you count, like, gun rolls and stuff like that. But basically, what happens is you build your character out, and you have 4 main categories: intellect, psyche, physique, and motorics. And so this is your base roll for every one of these. And each one of these, when you gain a level, you can put a point into it and level it up. So, like, all of these will come into all the chat, kind of. So if you're, like, chatting with something, your logic might come into play, and you'll see, like, a little bit of logic come through. Or encyclopedia, like, basically tells you about everything all the time. You know, places, things, and then you can use it in conversations. Rhetoric is, like, about understanding what people say. Drama's, like, lying and pretending to be different people and, like, making up lies and also knowing when other people are lying. Visual calculus is like piecing together crime scenes and stuff, kind of like Sherlock Holmes. A lot of these psyche ones are like gut feelings and empathy, and a lot of this stuff, if you pump a whole ton of points into these, they'll change the entire way the game is played, especially authority. If you pump your authority up to like 6 or 7 or 8. Like, he goes around being like, I'm the best fucking cop ever, and all your responses are like very aggressive, right? And then these physique and motorics are like almost like the physical ones. Like, this gives you more life, this lets you handle yourself more using like weapons. This is all drug related, so the higher this is, the more you like drugs and the more drugs benefit you, but also you're always like addicted to them and like searching them out and stuff. This half-light one is like very aggressive. You'll like kind of be unable to control some of your actions. It's very, very aggressive. And then you've got like all the physical ones, like hand-eye coordination will be like he can catch something quickly or run, or and perception will, like, when you hold tab, you see everything here. If your perception is really, really low, I probably wouldn't even see some of this stuff. Like this here, I probably wouldn't even see that, you know? So a high perception will give you access to, like, I don't know, it just makes things in the environment more available. And then there's like interfacing, like driving machines and stuff, and the next little thing is called thoughts, and basically you like put a thought in a slot and it takes like 6 hours of game time, but when that thought is processed, it gains a solution, and then you gain the following benefits from that thought. And there's 50 some thoughts in the game, and each of them do something different. So I've got a few kind of neat ones here that I've been doing, but unlocking this requires a skill point, so I'm kind of saving up my skill points right now because I'm not too sure what I want to do. See, shivers. A brisk coastal wind howls against the window of the shack. Occasionally, the waves crawl in under the foundation, producing a low hum. The room feels muffled, like you pulled your hat over your ears. Outside, it is cold and windy, but you're inside, and it feels safe and warm. What is this place to you? My new hangout, where I could silently sit, drink, and die while looking at all the waves roll in. Behind the half-built cinder block house at the other end of the village, there are 3 people drinking, your new crew. You don't need the old crew. Oh no, you have a new crew to get drunk with. You already were a part of their crew once. You can get drunk with them again. You're probably going to hang out there a lot behind that cinder block house. It's where you belong. Thank you, strange sensation, for a fair assessment of the current situation. Outside, the howl of the wind is picked up. The waves crash against the stilts again. It's as if you think the thought, but in someone else's voice. Look under the floorboards. What? Huh. Wash basin. On the table you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it a small hand mirror. A straight razor soaks inside the wash. Oh, time to shave those chops off. 72%, because my hand-eye coordination is at a 4, -1 from items. See, I should probably, and all your clothes and stuff give you bonuses to all this stuff. So, like, is this something's giving me -1 to hand-eye coordination? Is it that? Is it that? Is it these boots? Is it the bag? What the hell is it? Hand-eye, or maybe something's giving me hand-eye coordination. Oh no, actually that's not bad. Okay, we're gonna go for it. Let's see what we can do. Success. Like an artist with a brush or a master swordsman, you use the small mirror and the straight razor with some soap to remove all that unkempt hair from below the nose line. The sharp blade chafes against your skin, producing a scratching sound. The surface underneath the beard feels tender, the air brushing against it chilly. Feel your clean-shaven cheeks. Healed health. They feel so smooth. Was shaving the right call? You look a little younger. You almost look like a professional. Oh, so he looks clean-shaven now too. Neat. Oof. +1 shaved. Electrochemistry 3. Attempt to stop. I cannot attempt to stop the expression. No time to rest yet. Why did it say check under the floorboards, but I don't see anything in here? Huh. Interesting. What if there's anything up here? Oh, that's Lillian, who I got a signature from. This is just a dock out here. Oh, look at all this stuff. Magnesium. A bench. Oh, look at these guys. They look like a lively bunch. Apparently you can sleep under that boat. What's in here again? Did I check this? I think I checked this. I'm just going to quickly check it again. Yeah, there's nothing in here. Okay, screw this. Okay, I don't think there's much down here. Okay, you know, I'm gonna keep continuing on up the coast here. I might check out this little building on the far west, actually. Or I guess I can talk to these guys. I'm gonna go in this room first quickly, and then I'll talk to those drunk people over there. Magnesium, money, nice, good, good, good. At least I got something. Glass tear. Oh my goodness, look at these guys, alright.
Hey, tequila!
A 30-something man clad in a two-piece Lycra tracksuit puts down his Pilsner and
Good
extends
to
his
see
hand
ya.
in greeting.
How's business? How's the old reality situation treating ya?
Shake
So
his
what's
hand.
happening?
Wait, tequila?
Yeah, Tequila Sunset. How are the high concept reality based adventures proceeding?
He says it like it's obviously your name. Like you call someone Billy Bruno or leader of the 4th Street Gang. Not too hot, I'm on a 50-year losing streak.
That's harsh. I'm like 3 or maybe 4 years into mine. Wait, no, make it 5.
He looks at his shit-stained Lycra with a grin.
Things aren't going
expression.
super well for Idiot Doomspiral either. Haven't found those keys yet. Haven't won that great piece of ours back. No word for my business buddies.
He takes a sip from his beer. Idiot Doomspiral, huh? This is bound to be a good high-concept conversation. At last! What do you guys do around here? We're saving the world, he looks at his comrades. Please, please, don't call, begs the man in the pipe. Okay, we're drinking alcohol. That's what we're doing. I tried to save the world once, a long time ago, with enterprise, creativity, and willpower. But that didn't work out. Could you and your pals sign this document for me? What's it about? He waves his hand apathetically. I'll let my hand address the situation. Maybe you've heard, I used to be a very successful businessman. I've signed more than a few lease forms or whatever the fuck they were. He looks around. Anyone got a pen? The pro's gonna do it. Yes, I have this green 8 pen. All right. He grabs the pen and paper from your hand and very carefully scribbles on the dotted line next to Lillian Carter, idiot doom spiral. Can I have the pen back too? Don't know if I mentioned it, but I used to be a businessman. And as a businessman, I'm going to keep the pen for my trouble. He nods confidently. No, that was my favorite thing. Of all the things you have, you'd better be worth losing the pen. Aww. Hey guys, I'm a hero. He hands you the envelope and waves his hand erratically at his companions. Hell yes, the red-nosed drunk brings up his hand to his head for a salute. Don't call Abigail. The drunk from the pipe snorts and takes a swig from his bottle. The bottle is empty. Thank you for your help. He turns to you. Should we go and mail this? I think I saw a mailbox on the plaza. I want to ask these guys a couple things first. What is Tequila Sunset? You keep saying it. It's you! You're Tequila Sunset. How do you know this? We've met before, don't you remember? Nope, you sure don't. No. Aha! He takes a sip from his beer. You want to know how Tequila Sunset came to be? Go ahead. Let me take a big sip to moisten up my chords. My chords. He takes a big sip, then begins. Tequila Sunset rolled into Martinez last Friday, and by Tequila Sunset, I mean you, the man, the myth. Wait, did we meet on Friday? Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting. He takes another sip, then continues. You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz, because as far as I know, all you did was get pissed drunk. Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head right in front of them. That's pretty high concept if you ask me. It is. Conceptualization. The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can. What happened then? It was late Saturday night when we, the Union of the Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this. We get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. I trust you know the feeling. One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs. Do you remember the sound of wood cracking? The billboard. Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anyone owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in. Naturally. Anyway, there was a brief silence, a gasp of silence, if you will, followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. It sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic. What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you right there on the beach. You revved the engine and screamed at the top of your lungs, "The time hath come!" So naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath come, to which you replied, "The time hath come for Tequila Sunset, the end of all things." Oh God, what happened next? Your reality contracted. You jammed the pedal, plowed right off the jetty and through the ice. Your hands cramp on the steering levers. We ran towards the ice whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit like some kind of sea monster. When we finally got you there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car, and it was too late to get in there, though the carriage had sunk too deep. Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us, which you naturally agreed to. We asked about the whole Tequila Sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now and insisted that we call you that from then on. Wait, so is Tequila Sunset an event or a name? I'm not sure. I think you were the event, Tequila Sunset. You know, as opposed to a Tequila Sunrise, which is long gone. Tequila Sunset, huh? Sounds pretty good. Yeah, I agree. How long did we party for? Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got belligerent and wanted to talk about Revacholian women, how they're beautiful and also whores and so on, and how one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looking sullen, got up, and left without saying anything. Wow, that's quite a story. Yeah, I bet Tequila's a fucking legend around the precinct. You must be proud to work with him. If you only knew. Did I tell you anything specific about this person that fucked me? You were pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you got fucked real hard, and that we've all been fucked too. No one's fucked me, I do the fucking around here. Abigail. It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you. If I had to guess, I'd say you were still working through some shit. Did I mention losing anything? Besides your gun and your badge? You said something about your hope or heart or something. To be honest, the details are a little hazy. Did I say anything about my colleagues? You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style. No specifics though. It was more about you that night. You were the star of the show. Did I say anything about the case? Yeah, and you said it was no biggie, that you'd solve it in no time. He takes a strong quaff of his beer. And that you didn't need anyone to do it. You're doing it solo now. Did we talk about politics? Yeah, you kept talking about how the coal mine owners were fucking us all over, just like that woman fucked you. Did you get a read on what kind of cop I was? You kept apologizing for being such a bad cop and for the damage you've inflicted on everyone around you. I don't need to hear anymore. He nods. It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs. You seem like you're characterized by your storytelling ability. Want to tell me another one? No, actually I've heard enough. Inland Empire is what you almost say, but the words choke in your throat. Do you really want to miss out on all this good stuff? Perhaps it's significant. Why not? What's in it for me anyway? There might be interesting details, fresh experiences, exciting rewards. You'd really ignore it all? Yes, say it. Say it! Stories suck! I don't want to hear any of them ever. What? Geez, he stammers. I told you I wasn't much of a storyteller. It's okay, I didn't want to tell them anyway. Oh, these guys are fucked.
Tequila sunset.
Be seeing ya.
Tequila sunset.
Well, those guys were absolutely no help. I can't get the pen back. I wish I could. No pen for me. What's this thing? Oh, a book. Primer for small kids. Holy. Where am I? Is this the church? This must be the church. Oh. St. Brune, 1147. Oh, this is the old church. Interesting. Oh, there's some money here. So this is, okay, so that's the church. There's something out. I'm gonna check out what's going on over here. What time is it? Okay, 1:21. What was this? Some money. What the These rusty gears used to turn the whole machine. The chain trails off into the ocean. An old door worn by the elements guards the depot. The wind is blowing a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long time. You see the handle. What is this thing anyway? It's military, a service depot of some sort. Used to service what? The washerwoman mentioned a depot up the coast. She said it was for moving ammo and cargo across the bay. This might be it. Interface check is impossible. I'll never be getting into this door. Unless, do I have a crowbar equipped? I do. I'm still not going to get in there. I wonder if that's this. No, that's this thing. There's still something way up here. I'll go check it out. Take a mental note, Tumorant. Someone made a campfire here. This ladder's too rusty to climb. This relay tower coordinates traffic in the bay. Oh, what's in this box? Oh, a tie. Shivers +1. That's not bad. But -2 physical instrument, that's terrible. You always want all the perception you can get. Perception lets you notice all kinds of stuff around. I'm just gonna check the... Oh, there's a +1 rhetoric shirt, -1 empathy. Not the greatest, but it'll do. Oh, okay, so what's in here? Oh, can I get in here somehow? See if I can. Oh yeah, I can. I'm just gonna check out a little more further west here first. Because there's quite a lot over here, I think. Whoa. Oh. Morale and health, finally. I love how the health looks like a nitrous container. Oh, there's someone up there. Someone with his kid. Oh. I bet you this is that lady's husband.
Here we go. Nice and easy. No way out, little guys. Not out of this jam.
There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. Looks like some kind of trap.
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officer.
Is that the police? Why's the police here?
Don't worry, Gary. I'll handle it.
You must be Morale, the
To what do I owe the pleasure?
cryptozoologist. You don't seem too happy
Oh
to
no,
see the
it's all right.
RCM.
I'm just busy. What's this about?
Lena sent me. She's really worried about you and is waiting
Ah,
for you to get
of course.
back.
Thank you for passing along the message.
Nice.
That damned waterlock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the 881.
The water lock's been fixed. It was
Oh,
fine
good.
when I crossed.
We should really be getting back. Gary could use a hot
Did he say we can go back now?
Yes, Gary, we can go soon. If you see Lena, tell her I won't be.
Sir, your wife is waiting.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we're going.
Tell me about this phasmid you're looking for. Well, first of all, it's damn difficult to find, which is why we've been knee-deep in the reeds laying traps for it. What makes it so difficult to find? Good question. Being a phasmid in the order of Phantasmata, a ghost insect, it disguises itself as plant matter. In this case, the reeds. He looks around. Awful lot of reeds around, aren't they? And I suspect it may also have developed other specialized techniques to protect itself from predators or scientists, or in our present case. How big is this phasmid? I'm expecting it to be quite giant. One known species of phasmid, called the Megaphasmodia zausis, is about the size of a grown man's forearm. So, he leaves the conclusion up to you. Seems puny, to be honest. Why are you so interested in the stick bug? It doesn't seem to be as colorful as some of the other cryptis I heard of. He flashes you a sideways smile. Typical rookie assumption. Insects are much more sophisticated creatures than those unversed in zoology give them credit for. What have you discovered about it so far? Very little, I'm sorry to say. No one's ever captured a specimen, so all our information is based on first and third hand accounts. So no one's ever found one? Not yet. He holds up an index finger. That's what makes it a cryptid. Just out of curiosity, if there's no proof of its existence, how do you know it's real? I know it's real, the cryptozoologist says, brusquely enough that even he seems taken aback by it. It's clear that his obsession with the phasmid is driven by something more than the pure pursuit of scientific advancement. By which I mean, he says, gathering himself, I've heard enough first-hand accounts to believe quite firmly that the Insulindian phasmid is more than mere superstition. Lena said there's been a sighting of it here in Martinet. Yes, the most recent sighting was by a couple of teenagers along the coast here. That's what brought us to Martinet specifically. It's the first credible sighting in several decades. Admittedly, it's an unusual location for this species, but with all this sewage runoff upstream, it probably doesn't matter much anymore. Maybe the Insulindian phasmid has died out. The cryptozoologist shakes his head vigorously. I have to resist the thought. Such an extraordinary creature is doubtlessly highly resilient. After all, it's generally thought to be capable of parthenogenesis. He means asexual reproduction. The female of the species doesn't need to mate to produce viable eggs. This makes it easy for a species with a small population to survive. That's pretty clever. Yes, the Insulindian phasmid is a very clever insect. That's why it's so damn difficult to catch. But as a scientist, I try my best to remain dispassionate. Tell me more about these traps. Well, he points at the cage of mesh and wiring on the ground. They may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick. Lena designed the traps? Yes, he says with some pride. How do the traps work? Simple. Attracted by the locust, the phasmid crawls down the funnel, and having eaten its fill, can't get back out. At least that's the intention. The net isn't a perfect solution. We didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimen's delicate exoskeleton. What are you using as bait? Locusts, he gestures towards the trap. Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, of course, but we've hypothesized that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects. Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another in tiny chittering swarm. Let me ask you about something else. Lena seems pretty eager for you to return, and I'm eager to return to her, I assure you, but I can't leave before we finish with these traps. He looks south, where Lena would be. My wife understands that just as well as anyone. Come on, Morrill, we've been soaking out here for days. It's time to go back. And leave the traps? Absolutely not, he yells in response. I won't let Lena down. Come on, she wants us back. I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon. I didn't know the phasmid was so important to Lena. Of course it's important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting on record, one of only 4 this century, and it's hers. She's seen it? Really, she's sighted the phasmid. She didn't tell me that. Yes, that's how we first came to know one another, but that's her story to tell, not mine. He coughs, then continues. Suffice to say, it's been our dream to find proof of the Insolidian phasmid together. I can't abandon course now. Another cough into his fist this time. Maybe you could go back to the whirling and warm up and come back and check the traps later? No. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule. What would we do if the phasmid were to starve while we were sipping tea at a hostel? What if we checked the traps for you? I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work. Chaos is my method, and I am its scion. Well, be that as it may, I'd really appreciate the help. Where are these traps? There are 4 in total. One is to the south on the little peninsula by the boathouses. It's very near. Another we set in Land's End to the northeast, behind a small sand dune there, on your way to the old radio tower. The third is set near the canal where you crossed, by a concrete slab, a big thicket of reeds going up the slope. And among them, he gestures to the trap in front of him. You should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality, but still better safe than sorry. This seems like a lot. Do we really have time for this extracurricular adventure? The pursuit of knowledge is its own justification. And what do I do if there's a phasmid in one of these traps? Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight. He's not comfortable with the possibility that you'll claim the find, but he's lying about this even to himself. What if I encounter the phasmid in the wild? That's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do, he takes out a small white spray can. I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed. It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromones should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent, will last you about a week. Lay it on me thick. He douses you with the odd-smelling spray. This is the smell of dying reeds, of longing crumbling into the water. The lieutenant wrinkles his nose. I hope you're not buying this. He dispenses it without letting you touch the canister, so it would be precious, like holy water. It is precious. A single dose cost me 50 real to develop. Not that I expect you to understand self-financing one's own research. He looks at the lieutenant with disdain and puts the spray back in his pocket. I'm ready. Let's get to it. Right, which means you two can pack up and go back to the whirling. Finally, someone's talking sense. Thanks for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down the camp. If you have any more questions, now's the time to ask. I'll get going. Interesting. Is there anything up this way? No. So where... Oh, it's like way over there on the left. Interesting. Boy, with the number on it says 11. The more I play this game, the more I feel like maybe the character I'm playing had something to do with this murder. Wrap it up here. Thanks for listening, everyone.